Hi guys, it's Michelle here from Robin's Hobby Cafe. I am just going to give you a wee quick tutorial on how to use etching cream to make yourself a pretty cool glass. So let me just change cameras here. Okay, so we start off with our stencil, and anybody who knows us at Robin's gets no prizes for guessing who this is going to be for. So we use our stencil and a little bit of transfer tape. So what we want to do is get all these bits from the stencil and just put them on our transfer tape. This is the tricky bit, actually peeling this away without getting all the backing paper on it. Here we go. Okay, this is coming away now. So just peeling this away, and you will notice that there will be bits will stick. So we just want to go over this. I just go over this with my nail. My nails are so multifunctional. They're little screwdrivers, they're little pliers. And this should get it to stick to the transfer tape, in theory. Yeah, so that's it. You just go over it, just keep going over it. If you've no nails, you could use like a little scraper tool just to do that, to put a little bit of pressure on it. But you know what, I didn't realise there were so many Judge Dredd fans about, because two people actually came into the cafe today and they were telling me they were big Judge Dredd fans too. I suppose it shouldn't really be a surprise in Robin, should it? Got a stubborn little bit here. Should be us. Okay, so there's a few little wrinkles on that. So the idea is we want to get this on our glass as wrinkle free as possible. Okay, so we want to place this down. I normally press down on the middle, so just try and make sure that it's as straight as possible, and put a wee bit of pressure just on the middle, and then start working your way out. Okay. So we want to get this on without any wrinkles or any little bumps or air bubbles. So we want it to be flush to the glass. Okay, and then we start the transfer tape should just come off, and your final stencil should, doesn't always, stick to the glass. So just reattach that and pull it off again. And just make sure it's all stuck down. Oh, we have a couple of wee bits that will lift it, so just push those down again and just do the same as what we were doing whenever we were using the transfer tape. So just give them a little scrape, put a little bit of pressure on them, and at this point sometimes they maybe need a little helping hand for tricky wee corners like this. So this can be quite tricky. So okay, what I'm going to do is take it from the bottom so that we're not pulling those corners up and damaging them. So if we just, yeah, that works a treat, and everything is stuck down. Yay! So this is the effect that we want. And I'm just looking around here, there's a bump there, but that's okay. So there doesn't seem to be any air bubbles. So it's really important at this stage to make sure there's absolutely no air bubbles and everything is stuck down properly. Because what we don't want is to put our etching cream on and the cream to get in behind our vinyl and actually mark it. So just make sure it is totally covered. Yeah. Okay, now we're ready to roll. So I'll just dry my brush. So we just want to take our etching cream, move this out of the way. Now I don't brush it on first of all, so what I do is dab. So I just dab around all these lines, and you just want to make sure you don't go over the vinyl because you don't want to get any marks on the glass. So just stay inside the vinyl, and we want to put this on quite thickish. So just making sure that everything is covered. If you see any little bits, just go back and put a wee bit of cream on it. And this cream is really good because you can kind of reuse it. So what you don't, when you take it off at the end, I tend to scrape most of it back into the tub again. So you can reuse a lot of it. It doesn't take an awful lot to actually etch the glass, and you just take any excess off and put it back in your tub to reuse it. Now this etching cream is actually, you don't want to get this on your skin or in your eyes because it's quite caustic, so you just want to be careful. Just get it on the glass. And if you do get it on your hands, just go and wash your hands straight away and get it off. So just be very, very careful. Okay, so when I get this on, I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes. For the best results for this, it normally takes between 5 to 10 minutes, but don't keep it on for any longer than 10 minutes because it then starts to kind of go really splotchy and it doesn't have a nice effect. So once I put this on, again I'm just dabbing because at this stage I don't want any brush marks, I just want it all covered. And these make lovely wee personalised gifts, so you could put like a Judge Dredd and have Judge Bill under it. You know, they're really nice, thoughtful wee personalised gifts. So that's it completely covered. So I'm going to set a timer. Siri, set a timer for 4 minutes.
Okay, your timer is set for 4 minutes.
Okay, so what I'm now going to do is just do brush strokes because the cream has already started to work on the glass. So we're okay getting a few wee brush strokes. So I go in the same direction all over, and then when I am completely done, I change direction. And again, this is why I was saying it was so important not to get any bumps or have any bubbles in it, because you could end up pushing your etching cream up through the bumps and it just leaves marks everywhere. So again, if you see any bits that need covered, just go over it again. I'm actually going to roll the vinyl when I don't really need to, but because the wee lines in this are quite thin. Again, That's it all covered. So I'm going to change direction again. Just go up and down this time. You can make these stencils yourself, or you can buy stencils off the internet. And when we do classes, we would tend to do personalised stencils for people. It's much easier to use vinyl because the vinyl completely sticks to the glass. But you can use paper too, it's just not as easy, and you're more prone to getting the etching cream up behind the vinyl. Whereas this vinyl, when you'll see when I'm taking it off, it sticks. And the vinyl I'm using at the minute is actually quite thick. It's a glitter vinyl that you would maybe use for something quite decorative, but I find it quite good for doing this because it's very thick, and it doesn't tend to wrinkle as much as the premium vinyl. Again, just be careful just not to get any cream just going over the edge of the vinyl, because you don't want to get it on your glass. It's outside of your stencil picture. There we go, that's our timer. So the cream is quite good, you can reuse it. So I just want to start taking it off. You can actually just wash it off too if you want, but the fact that you can reuse this etching cream, you want to try and get as much off as possible. And again, I have probably used more than was necessary because I used it over the vinyl too, but normally your surface that you're trying to cover would be bigger. In this case it's just a little line, so it's just easier to go over the vinyl. So we want to get as much off as possible, and then we just want to wash it off. I would normally take it to the sink and just wash it, but I have some water here and I'm just going to give it a wee rinse. I'm going to get as much off as I can. Okay, I think that's probably about as much as I can get. Put it all down. Okay, so just going to rinse this off again. Just try and avoid getting it on your skin, because it can really irritate. Like I said, I do normally find it easier just to go and run it underneath the water tap, but I just want to show you here so that I'm not taking it away. So that's pretty much it, and I just want to dry it off a little bit. And then we just want to peel back the vinyl. Okay, I'll do it on the mat so that you can see it a little better. Okay, so we just want to start taking the vinyl off. So you see how tight that vinyl is on. So if you had paper, you would literally be sticking it down with sellotape so it wouldn't be stuck like this. So you might not get quite a good finish. So that's why vinyl is ideal for doing this. Like I said, you can actually use the stencils to make it anything. We would do a lot of personalised ones. For workshops, we would cut your personalised stencils with your names. They just make lovely wee personalised gifts. So I'm just going to give this a little wipe, and there you go. We have our little etched Judge Dredd glass. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.